Hello everyone, this is Rajarshi Palit, PGT Economics from JNB Birbhum. Today we are going to learn about the circular flow of income, which comes under macroeconomics for class 12. The learning objectives of today's presentation: the students will be able to tell the meaning of circular flow of income. They will be able to define stock and flow concepts. The students will be able to differentiate between stock and flow concepts. The students will be able to tell various types of circular flow, that is real flow and money flow. And finally, the students will be able to explain circular flow in a simple two-sector economy. So let's carry on. Meaning of circular flow. The circular flow is nothing but the flow of goods and services between the firm and the household, and the flow of factors of production between the two. The household, they supply factors of production to the firms, and the firms, they provide goods and services to the household. So this process of exchange between the two is called the circular flow. The circular flow has three phases. Now for the first phase is generation phase, second is distribution, and the third is disposition. Now in the first phase, that is the generation phase, production takes place. Now once production has taken place, then the factors of production have been paid for it. Now that generates income. Now once income is generated, this income is spent in the market and expenditure takes place. This expenditure goes to the firms in exchange of the goods and services which they supply in the market. So this process keeps on repeating, and we find that there is a continuous flow of goods and services from the two sectors, and it keeps on repeating. The firms, they hire factors of production from the household, and the household, they pay for the goods and services which they buy from the firms. Now let us come to stock and flow. Stock refers to a variable that is measured at a particular point in time. That means the stock of any good or services that is lying with us at a particular point in time. It does not change over time. It is a fixed quantity. So we can say that a stock is a static concept. Flow refers to that variable which is measured over a period of time. That means now we are not measuring it at a particular point in time, but over a period of time. So that means the amount of water that keeps flowing through a river is an example of flow. But the water that is stored in a tank is an example of a static concept or a stock. Now let's differentiate between the two. Stock refers to a variable that is measured at a particular point in time. Variable refers to that, flow refers to that variable which is measured over a period of time. Stocks don't have time dimension. Flow, they have a time dimension because they are measured over a period of time. Stock is a static concept. Flow is a dynamic concept. Example of stock is water in a tank. An example of flow is the water flowing through a river. Now let us come to types of circular flow. Circular flow can be of two types: real flow and money flow. So let us look into these one by one. First, let us come to real flow. Real flow refers to the flow of factor services from household to the firms, and the corresponding flow of goods and services from the firms to the household. That means the firms, they sell goods and services to the household, and the household, they give factors of production to the firms, and this is the real flow in the economy. Now let us come to money flow. Money flow is the flow of factor payments from the firms to the household. The firms pay factor payments to the household in the form of rent, wage, interest and profit, and the firms, they get money from the household in the form of consumption expenditure. The expenditure that is made by the household for buying goods and services from the market, it goes to the firms in the form of a flow of money. Now the difference between real flow and money flow. Real flow is the flow of goods and services between firms and household. Money flow is the flow of money between household and firms. Then real flow is exchange of goods and services. Money flow is exchange of money. Real flow, barter system was a problem in exchange. In case of real flow, if we have a barter system, then this flow gets disturbed because exchange does not remain even. So in the process of real flow, barter system is a hindrance. But in the flow of money, there is no problem if you have currency. Then real flow is physical flow and money flow is nominal flow. Now let us come to the circular flow of income in a two-sector economy. From this diagram, you can see that how circular flow takes place between firms and household. You can see from this that the firms, they are hiring factor services from the household. The household is providing factor services to the firms, and for hiring factor services from the household, the firms are paying factor payments. So the firms are paying factor payments in the form of wages, interest, rent and profit. And in the lower part of the diagram, you can see the firms are giving goods and services to the household, and the household, they are paying for those goods and services. So from this, you can very clearly understand that how circular flow of income takes place in a two-sector economy with firm and household. Now, just to have a recap, circular flow of income has three phases. Stock, it refers to variable that is measured at a particular point in time. Flow variables refer to that variable which is measured over a period of time. Real flow refers to the flow of factor services from household to the firms and the corresponding flow of goods and services from the firms to the household. Money flow is the flow of factor payments from the firms to the household and their factor services and the corresponding consumption expenditure made by the household. So some questions for self-assessment. Number one, what is meant by circular flow? Next, state the various phases of circular flow of income. Next, define money flow. Third, is there any problem in the real flow of goods and services? And finally, distinguish between real flow and nominal flow. So I hope this presentation was fruitful for you and you were able to understand the concepts that were discussed during this presentation. I wish you all the best for your AISSC examinations that you'll be appearing in the next year. Thank you.